Hello everybody, my name's Simon Timperley. Welcome to edition 29 of the Food Safety Fridays webinar programme. Today we're delighted to have back our friend from Serbia, Vladimir Surčinski. He's the project manager at Quality Austria Centre, and Vladimir today is going to be talking about safe food versus healthy food. We know a lot about food safety management systems, and that's about protecting consumers now from any harmful bacteria, microbes, chemicals or physical hazards, but also there's a growing demand for healthy food that protects consumers over the health of consumers over the long term. So I think it's a very innovative and timely presentation that Vladimir is bringing to us. So we look forward to that, and he'll be telling you more about that shortly. Thanks as usual to the sponsors, Trace Analytics, IFS, FSSC and Safe Food 360, who bring these webinars to you free of charge every week and allow you to get a free certificate. Just to say, next week we have there's no Food Safety Fridays webinar next week. We're taking a week off, but next Wednesday it's Food Safety Live, which is a very exciting event. It starts at 1 p.m. London time next Wednesday, and that's 8 a.m. Eastern US time. We've got 14 speakers. There's no PowerPoint presentations. It's 14 speakers, and we've got 4 debates. There's a debate about HACCP, how we can take that forward over the next few years. There's one on non-conformance. How do we get to the root cause of our non-conformities? There's another debate about how to win commitment and change behaviour and attitudes. And there's another one. The final one is about GFSI certification, and is that really worth it? How can we add value to it? So we've got 4 great debates. We've got 14 fantastic speakers. And in the sidebar there, you should be able to register for that. So that's next Wednesday. No Food Safety Fridays webinar next Friday. It's Food Safety Live next Wednesday. So please do come to that. Okay, Vladimir, good to have you back.
Hello.
Yeah, nice banner there at the back. Quality Austria, success in, what does it say? Success in quality.
Succeed.
With quality. Fantastic. All right. Well, if you can get your PowerPoint ready, Vladimir.
Yes.
We'll be back to you in a minute or so. Okay.
Okay.
So, ladies and gents, I will say it again. I will promo it again. Next Wednesday, Food Safety Live. We've got 14 speakers, 4 debates. One about HACCP, one about commitment, one about non-conformance and getting to root cause of problems, and one about GFSI certification. They're 1 hour each, and join us for one or all. If you can't join live, still register to get the recording, and also there will be a certificate of attendance. I forgot to mention that. Okay, that's it. Without further ado, it's over to Vladimir. I'll be joining in. We've got a poll to run through today's presentation, and I'll be back for the Q&A later. See you in a little while. Okay, Vladimir.
Okay, thank you, Simon. So, hello, nice to be here with you today. And thank you all food safety friends for logging in to this presentation. And thank you IFSQN for this great opportunity, giving all of us place to share and to learn. And also thank you, Simon, for being our host for this great webinars. So today with you is Vladimir Surčinski. I'm a food safety specialist, I must say. I have more than 500 audits performed for the LES Serbia, and it is performed for more than 400 retail stores in 3 countries. I'm a project manager in Quality Austria with more than 200 audits, and I'm especially in food safety standards like HCCP, ISO 22000, FSSC 22000, Global Gap. Also, I'm a trainer, mainly for food safety standards, with more than 1,000 people trained. And something that I'm really proud of is the presentations on or webinars of IFSQN. Till now, I had 2 webinars: emergency preparedness and response, and traceability of food in restaurants and fast food. And something that you can see on a picture that I'm very proud of is the that I performed training on qualification and certification in environment management system for ISO 14001 in Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa, and this was very interesting experience. So for Quality Austria was founded as a limited company for training, certification, and evaluation in 2004, and it has a close relationship with the partner organization that enables the mutual exchange of topical and global know-how. It has 50 partners and member organizations, own offices and exclusive partners. Quality Austria is also represented on site in Eastern and Southeastern and South Europe, Asia, as well as in South and Central America. Quality Austria Center is a regional partner located in Belgrade, Serbia, and it is responsible also for countries like Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, Croatia, and Bulgaria. Quality Austria covers the 3 business areas of certification, evaluation, and validation, provides training and individual certification, as well as information, expert knowledge, and services. It has more than 1,000 auditors, trainers, and assessors, and technical experts that combine know-how specific to standard and sector with a significant focus on practical issues. Till now, Quality Austria had more than 12,000 clients from all kinds and different sectors. Today, as Simon mentioned, we are going to talk about safe food versus healthy food, and we are going to focus on some trends from safe food to healthy food. For first, we of course have to mention the World Health Organization and last World Health Day that was focused on food safety. So this is very important for 2015. After that, I would like to talk about some food industry trends that was interesting in 2015, but also will go on into 2016. And we will continue with healthy food focus and some trends in healthy eating and healthy lifestyle. Also, we will go through producer response on trends and consumer needs about healthy food. And at the end, I will show you some focuses or programs of the future plan when it comes to developing healthier products. When we say healthier products, I mean that at the end we will also see some differences between the health products and healthier products. This is something that is very important to mention. Okay. As we said, on World Health Day for 2015, the World Health Organization and Europe estimates that the levels of foodborne disease are much higher than currently reported, and underlines the need for improved collaboration among sectors to lower the health risk associated with unsafe food. And thing that is here also mentioned is that our food chain is longer and more complex than ever before for 2015, and demographic, cultural, economic, and environmental developments like globalist trade, travel, and migration, and aging population, changing consumer trends and habits, also new technologies, emergencies, climate change, and extreme weather events are increasing some foodborne health risks. So when we say till now, we just had the focus on food safety, but still there is some very great market and mixture and migrations and everything that is affecting our food safety. But I think that food safety is for now becoming more and more stable and becoming something that is that must be or must exist. So also what I wanted to show you is this is all the key facts defined in the end of the 2014, but sustained during 2015, and these key facts will be the point of start for developing some new programs in food production. And the first one is the access to sufficient amounts of safe and nutritious food is key to sustaining life and promoting good health. Also, unsafe food that containing harmful bacteria, viruses, parasites, or chemical substances cause more than 200 diseases, ranging from diarrhea to cancers. Foodborne and waterborne diarrheal disease kill an estimated 2 million people annually, including many children. So this is very important key fact for developing some new programs. Food safety, nutrition, and food security are linked, and unsafe food creates a vicious cycle of disease and malnutrition, particularly affecting infants, young children, elderly, and the sick. Foodborne disease impedes socioeconomic development by straining healthcare systems and harming national economies, tourism, and trade. And now for the food supply chain, it crosses multiple national borders, and good collaboration between governments, producers, and consumers helps ensure food safety. So when we talk about these key facts, we can see that they are really the point of start for developing some new programs in food production. And also what World Health Organization had, it is a call for policymakers. And in that call, what is mentioned, or what is important for policymakers, is to build and maintain adequate food safety system and infrastructures, also including laboratory capacities and surveillance and reporting systems. Also to reduce food safety risk along the entire food chain, including and during emergencies. Also to foster multi-sector collaboration among public health, animal health, agriculture, and other sectors for better communication. Also to integrate food safety into broader food policies and nutrition and food security. And at the end, to think globally and act locally to ensure that food produced domestically is as safe as possible internationally. So one of the interesting points here is the integration of food safety into broader food policies and programs, including nutrition. And with this, it becomes clear that healthier food must be integrated part of safe food programs in future. But this is also shown in some food industry for trends for 2015. So not only that World Health Organization is focusing on policymakers to bring the healthier products, but also some industry trends are affecting the food productions. So if we look at the food industry trends for 2015, we can see this is the information from Innova Market Research or Innova database. And Innova Market Research says that transparency in labeling, new protein sources, and the focus on texture are among the top trends that showed in 2015. And the first is the from clean label to clear label. So from organic to natural to additive free. So clean label claims have proliferated in recent years, and the rise of more transparent and simpler claims on product packaging. So for the consumer, it is very important to have some clear labels on products, just to be familiar with everything that is wrote there. Second is convenience for foodies. So we have a lot of television shows that have continued to drive interest in home cooking. And for 2014, for example, the trend was home cooking, and this continued in 2015. But even that gourmet consumers like products that make things easier. So they would like to use that products, but maybe to be half prepared, or to be sliced, or just to be easy for cooking. Third point is rich millennials. So what are the millennials? Is the consumers age from 15 to 35, and they are also known as millennials, and they make up about a third of the world's population. So their thing is very important, and they are more likely to be well informed and want to try something different. So what here is important is that they want to try food from different traditions, from different areas. So maybe to try some Asia food, etc. And this is why rich millennials is a food industry trend for 2015. Fourth part is the snack rise to the occasion. So some traditional meal times are on the decline, and healthy snacks are filling that gap. And food industry also has answered the call for snacks, and to replace just conventional breakfast food with pouches, muesli bites, and breakfast biscuits, and among many others. And now with this affecting in 2015, and it was good, it is now moving into convenient or portable foods to replace lunch and dinner too. So this is very powerful food industry trends. The 5 trends is good fats or good carbs, and there is more, let's say, butter related claims on product labels. Other part is more in store for protein. So the move toward protein-rich foods is not something that is new, but companies are now highlighted the source of protein, whey or milk, for example. And for example, some new novel protein sources are also in the rise, like algae, which is seeing greater consumer acceptance, and even there is mentioning of using the insects, although this is still has a way to go to get consumers on board. Yeah, but it is new, and we can expect that in the stores. New routes for fruit. There has been a huge increase in fruit-based snacks and fruit ingredients, with fruit-based snacks finally overtaking some fruit flavored snacks in Europe. Also something that is coming through the years, it is a fresh look at frozen, and consumers tend to believe that fresh is best for nutrition. But the frozen category could capitalize on desire for long-term freshness. Fourth part is private labels powers on, and for private label it continues to develop, and it is no longer synonymous with plain packaging or poorer quality. So a lot of not just industries but also of retailers are investing in private label products. 5 is rich, chewy and crunchy, and this means that texture is very often overlooked product attribute, but it should not be. This is very important for producers, but also important for like food industry trends. Okay, so through World Health Organization and through food industry trends, you can see that lots of these trends are just focusing on healthy food. So as I mentioned, the food safety is becoming more like something that must exist, and the healthy food is coming into focus. And as you can see, even food industry trends that were built according to customer demands is showing that focus is on healthier food products and some healthier choices. But let's just explain what is a healthy food. So when I looked at the internet, and there is so many definitions, but at the end it is very hard to define it, because some healthy food for some people is not so healthy, but like for the others. But one definition seems to be generally used, and it is that healthy food is a food products that provide essential nutrients and energy to sustain growth, health and life while satiating hunger. So this is some general definition of healthy food. And important thing here to mention is that healthy food is detailedly explained, that healthy food is fresh or minimally processed food. And for example, that could be the fresh fruits or vegetable, or something like minimally processed food like frozen mixed vegetables, for example. Healthy food is also naturally dense in nutrients, and for example, there is 11 most nutrient dense food on the planet, and for sure you can find it in internet if you want to look it, and it is salmon, kale, seaweed, garlic, shellfish, potatoes, etc. For healthy food, when eaten, sustain growth, repair and maintain vital process, promote longevity, reduce disease. And very important is strengthen and maintain the body and mind and its functions. If we look at some points for the consumers, and if we look at some information that could be found on some infograms, we can say that consumers are becoming more health conscious. but their definition of health is also changing. So today's consumers are increasingly driven to local, natural, organic, and sustainable offerings, all of which are strongly tied to their contemporary definitions of health. So if you look at this infogram, I found it is very simple, and it shows that 58% of consumers agree that it is important to eat healthy and pay attention to nutrition. And why they eat healthy food, it is to feel better physically, to have a balanced diet, to improve the quality of life, to have a nutritious diet. And this is something that when we talk about healthier products or healthy food, it is something that is changing. You know, when we look some trends in 2013, 14, and through 2015, we can see that these trends are changing, and even eating habits from the consumers are changing. So this is as I said, so today's consumers are increasingly driven to local, natural, organic, and sustainable offerings, and this is something that is now some health-conscious consumer. Also, the focus on products is change on the products that is existing in the shelf, and this is for the products. We can see also on this infogram that top and fastest growing health claims is gluten-free, vegetarian, organic, or for fastest growing claims it's natural, naturally raised. So this is something that is shown on a product, and it really pays attention for the customers. Also, when we look at the consumers and health consciousness, we can see that they are changing the thinking about what is a health product. And I found some also survey from 2015. It is Food and Health Survey from International Food Information Council Foundation that stated 4 in 10 Americans believe that the sustainable diet means that the foods they eat represent a balanced, nutritious meal. So I think that this could show how consciousness, but also definition of healthier food is changing. So this just represents that in the future we will have to just develop more healthier products in way to be sustainable. So also, when I talked about what can be seen as some health claims on a packaging, there is also some interesting information on this next slide, and it points out what information are consumers reading these days on packaging of food products. It is also from Food and Health Survey for 2015, and as you can see, some nutrition facts panel is on high level. Also, calorie and other nutrition information are among top 5. So all of these consumer demands changed the focus from food safety that became something that must be or must exist to having a healthier product. And I think that here important point is that all healthy products must be safe, but all safe products are not at the same time healthy. I think you will agree with me. So if you're working for some company that is producing food, I think that in the future you should define some plans for producing healthier food. So in this next few seconds, I would like to call just Simon and to put a poll question because I want to see and to show for the others, does the company you work for has plans to develop healthy products in the future? So I think Simon will pull the question so we can see some of the results.
Yeah, I've loaded the into the sidebar. Yeah, the results are coming in now. So it's about 50-50. In fact, slightly more in favor of yes. The company has developed has plans to develop healthy products in the future. Yeah, so it's 50, 60-40 roughly.
Okay.
That's good news, is it? That's good news.
Yeah, that's good news, but that means that companies are tracking the market, are tracking the trends, and they know that they have to develop healthier products to be just on that market and to be competitive and etc. So I would like in next slide just to show you how producers respond on customer surveys, you know, and just to show for some big producers or some global producers how they are dealing with some products. And for that producer, we can say that their products are safe, and we know that they have a strong safety, and just to show how they just transferred from safe product to just point out more and more about healthier products. So the first one, as a producer response, I used just to point out that some of the global food companies are showing response on customer needs and food industry trends. And from McDonald's, there is a few programs that change the menu and commitments to now they want to provide customer a choice of a side salad, fruit or vegetable as a substitute for French fries in value meals. Also promote and future only water, milk and juice. To offer new fruit, vegetable, low reduced fat dairy or water options in the Happy Meal, and to ensure that 100% of all advertising directed to children to include a fun nutrition or children well-being message. So for McDonald's, we know that we can say that there is food safety for McDonald's. Okay, we had some issues in future, but when we look at globally, we don't have so big food safety issues, and the focus is slightly changed. And you can notice if you're buying this type of food that there is a nutritive and calorie tablets for each product, and this is something just to show to the customer or the consumer that we have a healthier choice for you. Okay, let's not say healthy products, but healthier choice, or trying to have a healthier product. So what did they did for, let's say, for a Happy Meal? They lowered the calories of a Happy Meal. So old had 320 and a new one has 410. They reduce total fat, they reduce saturated fat, sugars, sodium, and etc. And this is something that really affects the view of the consumer to have something like, let's say, healthier choices. And this is programs for McDonald's. The second one is the big producer Nestle, who is the world producer of different food brands, and it is well known for food safety, but also it introduced a number of programs for nutrition. And this is mentioned on the left. You can see it in a presentation. They provide nutritional sound products designed for children. They also reduce sodium or salt in our products, reduce sugars in products, reduce saturated fats and remove trans fats in products. Also provide portion guidance for consumers, promote healthy hydration as part of healthy lifestyle, also ensure responsible marketing communication to children. So you can see that because also McDonald's and Nestle has a lots of products that are focusing on children, that now they are focusing responsible marketing communication to children. And this is something that shows practically, and on their site you can see the detailed information about all the programs that they have. Next one is big retailer, and Deleuze is a global retailer, also implement the nutrition, quality and food safety as goals in part of sustainable private brands. And as you can see, very important is focus area of the sustainable strategy of Deleuze is a sustainable private brand, as we saw in a previous slides that consumers are seeing that healthy is also sustainable. So one of the goals for 2020, when we talk about the LES group, is nutritional labeling. So this is the first part, just to explain everything on a product packaging. Also nutritional quality and food safety. But you know, as you can see, before that is labeling and quality. So this is very important to show. And in past years, the LES group has had numerous projects that is finished in this area, and the first practically, or one big project is providing better choices, and the LES Belgium and Luxembourg made sustainable meat programs. So what did they do? So pork is affordable meat for many customers, and that made it ideal for an ambitious project that created healthier pork products without increasing prices. So to improve sustainability, LES began at the first step in pork supply chain, animal feed. So they cooperate with the Healthy Farming Association of Benelux. This is the organization of scientists and agricultural professionals, and they helped to develop a feed that is made from a mix of grains, and it is richer in omega-3 fatty acids than traditional corn-based feed. And this feed results in healthier meat, as the pork contains at least twice the omega-3 and the essential nutrient as conventional pork meat. So furthermore, growing a more diverse set of crops for the feed rather than relying only on corn promotes biodiversity in the farming region. And just to encourage farmers to adopt the new or more expensive feed, the LES paid for the difference in cost from regular feed. They coordinated with 47 farmers, with 10 feed suppliers and 5 slaughterhouses, and the pork generated by this project is sold under the LES brand and is currently available in the majority of the LES Belgium and Luxembourg stores. And of course, the LES plan to offer it in 100% of stores by the end of 2015. So this is very, very large project that includes lots of the farmers and suppliers, slaughterhouses, etc. Also, one of the big projects to mention is also developed by the LES, and it is the LES Serbia that empowers local farmers to compete on the European market. And what the LES did, they select programs for food safety standards and food traceability to empower producers who are producing fresh products, that means fruits and vegetables. They performed the education campaign for local farmers, because the LES Serbia want to have fruits and vegetables that is locally grown. It is a healthy product, but they have some kind of different problem here. It's to find that these products are safe. So as we said, we can have a safe product, but it cannot be the healthy product. But if you have a healthy product, it must be safe. Just this to mention. So at the end of the program, first year, they had some celebration with farmers and producers, and 2 producers that they felt that had the greatest progress received a special prize, and the LES Serbia paid for their implementation for global gap and also certification, and it is international standard for safe and sustainable agriculture. So also what is important is that the LES Serbia empowers through this all local farmers just to compete on the European market, but also to have something like healthy products, but also safe products at shelves. Also, the LES Serbia is planned to use this support to sustain slogan for additional initiatives, just including new programs for sustainable breads and other locally produced products that will be available through the year and in next year. So as we can see, there is a lot of different programs developed by big companies. But if we talk about small companies, about small producers, then we should focus on some of the future plans. And on that future plans, I just want to make some difference between through the presentation. We are talking about healthier products, but also a healthy product. So for me, healthier products means that we have some product that is not considered as healthy product, and we are performing some activities like labeling programs or ingredients changing to make it healthier, or to show to the customers that they have a choice. And this is just, I mention it as programs for making the healthier choices, and it is the labeling programs and maybe ingredients changing. So this is the programs that is also used by big companies, but it is very useful for small companies if they want to change their products and just to be the part of some general plan of developing healthier products. For healthy food, for me, healthy food is a healthy product by itself, or it is produced from raw materials that in combination makes that product healthy. And there is, of course, a lot of programs that producer can use, like developing of new products or development of raw materials, suppliers that will at the end have part in producing the healthy product. So this is practically programs for developing healthy, not healthy, healthy products is development of new products or development of suppliers. So I just wanted to mention these few programs. Maybe it would be useful for you, or maybe you already have some really big programs in your company. So the first program would be the labeling program. I think this is very cheap to implement program, and it means in most countries it has become a legal obligation to mark something like reference intake or that guideline daily amount. And some of them are using like traffic light coding, where more green color means more nutrient product. And this is something that in some countries became a legal obligation, and it helps customer in making just healthy choices. Some of the programs also used in retail stores just to mark more nutritive products on a shelf. So for the customer entering the retail store, you can see the markings on a shelf, and you can find what is a healthier choice for you. Also, when you label all of the important things for the of course customer or the consumer, it points out the company on the market as a socially responsible company, and of course at the end it makes a difference in the price of product on the market. Also, what could be labeled is the nutritional value, or also preparation of product, combination with other foods, or some health impacts, and this is all important information for the consumer, and it can help you. It can help them in healthier choices, and you as a producer to have a healthier choice on a shelf, for example. The second part is the ingredients changing. So this is something that you can also see to big customers, like first is the reduce the existing amount of ingredients. So as we saw in McDonald's, they reduce the salt, the sugar, etc. But also you can, in your products, reduce the salt and sugar and maybe preservatives or additives, etc. And this could be also very interesting. And second could be the replacement of existing ingredients with healthier ingredients. So we can use in our products natural flavors, natural colors, fruit sweeteners, etc. So this is something that that is program just to change or to make our products healthier. And I wanted to show some of the products, like
This first one is a Three Twins ice cream. This is a California-based organic brand. It sources its milk and cream from local farms, and all the farms are within a 17-mile radius. And they uses no artificial coloring, flavor stabilizers, and corn syrup. So this is interesting product. Also popsicle made in small batches with big helpings of fresh fruit, and it is sweetened with just a bit of organic cane sugar and no artificial ingredients. And they have from 48 to 96 calories per pop. Also for candies, we can see these candies, and they are made with organic fruit juice, and they contain 0 artificial colors or flavors or corn syrup, dairy, soy, or gluten, and they have 100% vitamin C per serving. So this is when you change some ingredients for the existing products on the market, or just change the entire product. Some of the big programs that you can use is the development of new products, and it is also driven by the customer demands or also by market requirements, just to remain competitive on that market. And how it started with flax, then it was chia, everything, but now, for example, hemp is the seed of 2015. And hemp is going mainstream in milk, protein powders, and as additives in cereals, soup, salads, and smoothies. Like its seed predecessor, hemp packs a healthy combo of veggie protein, omega-3 fats, and antioxidants. Also, seaweed, we also mention it for 2015, is a cocktail of nutrients, including high levels of vitamins A and C and calcium. And also what is important is that seaweed contains B12, which is essential for many cognitive and bodily functions. So also, in addition, sea vegetables stored particularly high amounts of iodine, potassium, selenium, iron, and magnesium. And these minerals are especially concentrated in seaweed. And at the end, for this seaweed, is better yet that all of this comes in very low calorie package. So this is just developing new products, and it is market requirements or customer demands, and we can find a lots of different kind of new products developed for our market. At the end, we will have the development of suppliers, for example. As we saw for the last program, we have development of animal feed. We have programs just to improving soil or some trainings for supplier. And also from our supplier, we can demand healthier raw materials and demand for development of healthier food programs for all of our suppliers. At the end, just what is important that just to mention that food safety is something that goes along with healthier products and healthy products, but food safety for me is becoming something that is more and more that you must or you have to have, and healthy products is demands for the future. So as auditor for some standards for food safety, I think in the future that through changing of these standards, we will have some requirements in the standards that will show the need for development of healthy products or healthier products. So this is it from me. So thank you for listening, and we can continue with questions and answers. So Simon.
Super. Thanks very much, Vladimir.
Okay.
You can stop sharing your slide now. So obviously, progress is being made in terms of healthy food, especially by some of the big producers, because they know, especially with the traffic light labeling, consumers are going to make a choice. So obviously, it makes good business sense. But I was. Have you heard of a chef called Jamie Oliver, a TV chef?
Yes.
Well, it was funny. There was a program on last night, and what they was doing is it was about sugar in food, so what they did, they laid out sort of a healthy. Well, it looked like a day's food intake that was healthy. You know, some cereal and then something light for lunch, and then in the evening it was like a stir fry, blah blah blah. And so when you looked at it, it looked healthy, you know. But they actually said the stir fry had like a jar of sauce that was poured over it to give it some flavor, and the sauce itself had 30 teaspoons of sugar. 30 teaspoons. So it just shows you that, you know, sometimes you think you're eating healthily, but within that there can be a lot of unhealthy things. And it's sort of lazy. Well, it's lazy, but it's going to catch some producers out if they don't get on the bus with this. I think.
Well, for example, I'm performing some supplier audit for a big retail company in Serbia, and in their checklist, for example, there is one question where they ask for the suppliers, do you plan to develop some healthier products or some healthy products? So I think this is important because it is starting to become a question. And now, as I said, the food safety is something that must exist, and the healthy products is something to develop during the food safety. You know.
Yeah. I mean, just a question. I mean, and you might not know, but for example, that product that had 30 teaspoons of sugar, the alternative to that would be to have a different sweetener, would it?
Yeah, you know, you can find a lot of the natural things, but you know, sometimes it is shown that maybe it would affect the price, you know, and this price is something that is very important for producers. So in many cases they would just go and use some artificial and etc. But then, you know, it's not a healthier product. You just change something verse for verse, you know. And even with that, you're just showing to the consumers practically you're lying to them. So but I know the problem of the producers is to have a good price, and if you want to have a natural everything in your products, then you will have to pay. I show one in my presentation. It was the food and it was the food and health survey for 2015, and you can look that survey on the internet, and you can find in the bottom of the presentation. It is the International Food Information Council Foundation, and through that you can see even the focus of how consumers are prepared to pay for the healthier products.
Yeah.
Also, Nielsen report for 2015 is showing the same thing, that consumers will pay for healthier products.
Yeah, if they've got the money, that is, you know, in more developed countries where they've got the money. And you know, I'll just read a few comments out that are quite interesting. On the same thing, Constantine said, don't you think that avoiding artificial additives and preservatives will make the price of the product not competitive? Will consumers agree to pay for this product? I suppose it depends what your competitors are doing as well, you know.
Yeah. So maybe you can find really some natural changes, but you know, I can agree that products could be you know, more expensive, but when we look at the consciousness and that everything is changing, I think in the future it is also something that will change. You know, if you look at the beginning, the food safety, we had a lot of the producers who were saying, so if I implement HCCP, would my product be more expensive on the market with that, or how I will show that to the consumer, or how it will be separate for, I don't know, how it will be separated from other competitors, etc. But at the end, everybody is having the HCCP or something like food safety programs, and you know, that's just became something normal. So in the future, I think also the healthier products will become something really normal.
Yeah, and if you don't make progress on that, you could be caught with your trousers down, basically. One thing from me is that obviously there's a moral obligation. There's a moral obligation for food producers to produce healthier food, but also obviously there's regulations now that say you've got to put on the pack traffic lights in certain countries. But are there any regulations, or well, you mentioned actually in GFSI standards in the future may well move and expand towards having healthy foods as well, and look to companies to say you need to have a program in place that can demonstrate that you have got continuous improvement and active programs to reduce saturated fat, sugar, sodium, salt, etc. Yeah. Okay.
This is very wide subject to discuss.
Okay. Let's have a look what else we've got. A lot of comments. Let's see if we can pick out any questions. Well, somebody said, what is the role of government ensuring that companies must produce healthy food? That's what we've just said, I think, haven't we?
Yeah.
And also, Ed, healthy isn't that easy to define. Is the Kit Kat bar shown unhealthy just because it has a high fat content? Perhaps if the bar was all that was eaten as, you know, part of a balanced diet, then it's not. So consumer perceptions and how their attitudes and how they behave is part of it.
Yeah,
but surely even so, if the Kit Kat was lower in fat, that you know, that's how you look at it, don't you? It's just that individual products. How can we make that healthier?
Yeah, at the end you will have just the consumer, someone who will choose. You know, consumer is someone who will choose, and you as a producer must show them that you have a product for them, you know, that is maybe healthier option than it was earlier. Yeah. So, but you know, also at the end, we mentioned in some of the slides that portioning is important. So, you know, on some products you will have like portions that how much you should eat or not eat, but it is so depending from the people or the job they are doing or age and everything. So that's why healthy food or healthier food is so hard to define.
Yeah, a good example, I suppose, Vladimir, is Coca-Cola. You know, now on the shelves, in the old days it was just the one Coca-Cola full sugar, and now on our shelves we've got Coca-Cola, the standard one full of sugar, caffeine free, diet, and there's zero, Coke Zero.
We have also green cola or live cola. This is cola with 0% of sugar and with stevia instead that is used in a product. So, but you know, it is also healthier product or healthier choice, but it is not healthy product.
And you know the strange thing is as well, you know, when if my children, you know, get a bottle of pop, they tend to go for Coke Zero, even though it's not from a healthy choice. just because of the name, I think, you know. They don't know why it's 0, but they've actually been led to a healthier choice just by the name. So maybe there's something in that as well. Make it attractive to children, the healthier choice. Okay. Jelena said, I'm thirsty now. Yeah. Maybe some brandy in that Coke or something, or vodka or something like that.
That could come through, yeah.
Okay, I think what we'll do there is we'll leave it there, Vladimir. I know you're going on vacation shortly.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you too.
It's been very educational. There's lots of comments. What I'll do is I'll collate those comments, and if there are anything we need to follow up on, we'll do that. But have a great vacation. Thanks for today.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks from all the attendees, from myself and the IFSQN, Vladimir. Okay.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. See you soon. Cheers. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your certificate now should be in the sidebar. You should be able to get that. Just click the link, download it from the page. The page that opens, it's on the right-hand side. You should be able to download it. If not, in a day or two, I will be sending an email to all registered attendees with the video, the slides, and the certificate. So you'll get that. If you don't get that email, please do send me an email, or check your spam folder as well. It could have gone in there, and whitelist IFSQN. Okay, that's all there is to say for today. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, next Friday, there is no Food Safety Fridays. We have one the week after. Instead, next Wednesday, it's Food Safety Live. We've got 6 hours, 4 debates, 14 speakers. So please join us next Wednesday. Have a look at the IFSQN website. Okay, thanks very much. Have a food safe day. Have a lovely Friday. And those in the US, enjoy your Labor Day weekend relaxing. Okay, take care and thanks very much. Bye now.